Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is a replay that was supplied to me by JDP El Grillo, and in this game we're going to be looking at a laser core team composition and eventually getting all the way to laser core 9. So the chance to see all of the drone units in action. I have not been playing as many Teamfight Tactics games myself of late. People who are following the channel may have noticed that there haven't been any TFT videos up in a week or so. Not deliberate, it's not as though I wanted to stop playing, I just have not been able to find the time to play the games. The only time I've had time to play has been at night and at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and I'm just too tired to try to play TFT games at that point in time. So hopefully I'll be able to find a little bit more time. In the meantime, I'm glad that I was able to get this video from Grillo because this was a pretty interesting game. And Grillo has supplied me with a couple of notes that I'll try to provide as far as what he's doing in this game. So far, nothing too crazy to report. This is a slightly different version of Laser Core as a trait. The most recent patch of Teamfight Tactics did a slight reworking of this trait. They basically removed some of the RNG elements from this because in the past, Laser Core was a trait that had a chance to proc, and they basically lowered the damage but made it so that it was guaranteed to go off. Anyway, Grillo has a pretty good opener here to play Laser Core. He has Ashe, he has Renekton, he has Lee Sin, and then there's also he has Renekton, Ashe, and Yasuo, and then there's a Lee Sin in the shop. So this is kind of the standard way that you open with Laser Core. You have those three units, the two 1-cost Laser Cores, plus Yasuo, so Ashe, Renekton, Yasuo, and then another Bruiser. And he actually hits an early Senna as well, so this is definitely a setup where you want to be thinking about playing Laser Core, because if you had this many Laser Core units early on, it's kind of the game giving you the go signal to play this. Alright, first augment is the Champion Augment. One of the biggest changes in this patch is they gave up to 4 rerolls for your Champion Augment. You can reroll up to 4 times, and one of these is Ashe, so if Grillo wants to play Laser Core, he definitely should look to take this. This is the support Ashe augment. He's probably not going to do better than that. Gain an Ashe while your field or your team gains 15% attack speed. Okay, decided to reroll. I would have taken that, and then rerolls again. Fortunately for him, he has gotten the best option to play for this, which is the Spirit of the Exile Yasuo. This is the best one you can get, and it is the one that gives you additional attack speed anytime your units are not standing next to each other. So it's 25% additional attack speed as long as your units are not standing next to each other. This is by far the best one of the options that he had available if he's going to be playing Laser Core and if he's going to have Yasuo on the board all the time. That said, the initial Champion Augment is not tailored. That is, you can just basically pull absolutely anything. So there was no guarantee that he was going to get something that was Laser Core related. And that was actually a pretty good RNG element to be able to hit what was basically the best option that Grillo could find there. As I said, I probably would have taken the Ashe support one, which is not as good as the one that he got, but is still pretty good. You also notice that Grillo has not picked up the orb. That's because all it would do is put an extra Yasuo on his bench. He's probably waiting to see if he can find another Yasuo in the store, and then he could pick that up. You have very slightly higher odds to find Yasuo 2-star by not picking up the orb, because it actually doesn't pull a Yasuo from the store until you actually end up taking it. It's pretty minor for the 1 and 2 cost units there. I believe there's 28 copies of the 1 cost units. I think there's 22 of the 2 cost units. It's right around that. So the difference between like 20 of them being out of the pool as opposed to 21 of them being out of the pool is pretty minor. But it is more consequential for the 4 and 5 cost units, who there are fewer of them in the store. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Laser Core trait. This is the trait that puts drones on the board, the little drones that you see next to them. Grillo's past self is helpfully highlighting this. I will. This is pre-recorded footage, so I cannot go back and hover over things to get mouse over text, but I do have the official trait description here, so I will go ahead and read this. Laser Core. When a Laser Core agent attacks or is hit by an attack, so attacks or is hit by an attack, their combat drone deals magic damage to the agent's target on a 0.4 second cooldown, 0.4 of a second cooldown. When a Laser Core agent dies, their drone is reassigned to the nearest living agent. Drone lasers deal increased magic damage at higher tiers of the trait. So those are kind of the important things. When one of the Laser Core units either attacks or is hit by an attack, their drone deals magic damage to the agent's target, and that's on a 0.4 of a second cooldown. Also, as you saw, the drones get reassigned to other units as the laser core units die. So you do get one for each unit that you have in, and higher tiers of the laser core trait will put more of the drones in play. So Grillo made the aggressive play there. He went ahead and double leveled to level 5 to put in a second Renekton. It's a very aggressive play to do that since he didn't have a single 2-star unit, but he's doing this to try to play tempo and try to preserve win streak, and at least so far here, it ended up working out. So far so good. Wins the first 3 rounds and is off to a good start in this game. The biggest change for Laser Core in this, well, there's kind of 2 big changes to Laser Core trait in this patch. The first one is, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it used to be a 50% chance anytime a Laser Core unit was hit or attacked to have the drone deal damage. So it used to be a 50% chance. Now, they just removed the 50% chance in this patch. Now it's just, it always happens. Whenever a Laser Core unit attacks or gets hit by an attack, the drone fires, and then it's on a 0.4 of a second cooldown after that. So they just removed the RNG factor from that in this particular patch. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised that Grillo didn't just opt to play the Blitzcrank there, so we'd have Brawler frontline. Instead, goes ahead and makes the redemption. It's a good item for sure. Good frontline item. It's stronger with like a solo frontliner with something like the mech set. It's a little bit weaker in a situation like this where you're kind of playing dual frontline and you don't really have like one strong tanky unit to play through. But out of the options available, I don't think that was a bad call. So anyway, I mentioned that Laser Core, they removed the RNG. The other thing they did is they changed the tiers for this trait. Previously, Laser Core was a 3-6-9 trait. It is now a 3-5-7-9 trait. So added some additional tiers to the trait, which I think was probably a good thing. It adds a little bit more flexibility to the trait. Now it's more of a decision about, do you want to run Laser Core 5 or 7? Previously, you pretty much wanted to run 6 because Laser Core 3 didn't really do anything. And 9 is a chase trait that requires getting multiple spatula items or emblems. So you pretty much always ran 6 before. But now it's a very good call. Now it's like a very clear decision of, do you want to run 5 or do you want to run 7? So it's much more of an open decision there. All right, so 2% Zac pops up in the store. That's quite nice. Zac's going to add more frontline. It would be really nice if Grillo could get a Laser Core emblem and put it on Zac. Zac would make a fantastic unit to put it on. Laser Core tends to be a trait that's better if you get an emblem. It's usually better to put it on a tank unit. And oh my god, Grillo's going to level to 6 here. Oh, I don't know about that. This is the play to maintain win streak, but oof. Wow, okay, Grillo really wants to maintain win streak here. All right, he is up against the other win streaking player in the lobby, so he really, really needs to win this because he's invested so much economy into going to level 6 early and maintaining win streak. I don't know, though. Like, if he loses this round, it's a disaster because he's melted down his whole economy. He has to win this round. Let's see if this is going to work out. Oh, this is pretty close. The Laser Core, I have not watched this before, by the way. I know roughly what happens at the end of the game, but I have not watched this whole match before. All right, woo! Wow, okay, so the risky play works out, and he would not have won that round without leveling. I'm pretty sure he loses that if he stays at level 5. So the aggressive tempo play works out. Grillo ends the win streak of the other player, and he himself maintains his win streak. So it ended up working out with the fact that he's on a full 5-match win streak. That makes up for the fact that he goes down under 10 gold. But wow, if he loses that round, the game is almost over right there. So the bold play, I know Grillo likes making these very aggressive plays, but he gambles, goes for the aggressive play, and it works out in this particular round. And now he's got a minion round, so let's see what he can hit. All right, there's a Vi. I'm a little surprised. Thought you might want to play the Vi for a Brawler frontline, but okay, I guess not. Does have the Zac. And then, oof, these are not the items he wants. Definitely not. So whenever you're playing Laser Core, you basically want either tank items or items for Zed, because that's kind of the logic is you're either going to look to play Zed for your main carry, and typically Zed is the one who's going to carry most of the damage load. And in addition to that, you want tank items, because Laser Core is kind of a tank trait. The basic idea is you deal damage when you attack, but you also deal damage when you get hit by attacks. And it tends to be more consistent about getting hit by attacks than getting attacks off. Because, like, you can get hit by, like, 5 attacks in 1 second, but you can usually only get off, like, 1 attack per second. So, as I said, it tends to be more consistent about getting the attacks off. It tends to be more consistent about getting hit as opposed to getting your own attacks off. So it's more of a tank trait. So basically, you can make use of Z items, like AD items. You can make use of tank items, but AP items are pretty rough. There's not a lot you can do with AP items, at least until you find Mordekaiser. But Mordekaiser is a legendary 5+ unit, so you're not going to be hitting Mordekaiser very often. And so unfortunately, the win streak comes to an end there. It's not a surprise. Grillo has no 2-star units. Has really not been hitting the laser core units thus far. It's unfortunate. He kind of got like one copy of every laser core unit, but then has been failing to hit them after that. So a little bit unfortunate. All right, so now we have a normal gold augment. Portable Forge would not be terrible. I don't think Grillo would want the other two, but he also does this as reroll. And oh, Laser Core Crest. Gain a Laser Core emblem and a Yasuo. This is a really, really nice pickup for him. So not only does that make Yasuo a 2-star, he actually got 2 Yasuos out of orbs. Kind of hilarious that he got double Yasuos out of orbs there. But he also gets the Laser Core emblem, and so that's going to allow him to put it on Zac. Now Zac will also be a Laser Core unit, and so now when people hit Zac, they'll also be dealing that additional damage. I am a little surprised Grillo is not buying the Riven and just shoving Riven on his team to get Brawler trait in play. There is a logic to doing this. It's because it does actually get an extra drone in play. Every Laser Core unit gets their own drone, so just playing more total Laser Core units isn't necessarily the worst thing, because you do just get more drones in play. Still, I do feel like putting a Riven in play to get the Brawler bonus would be better than having a second 1-star Renekton. I could be wrong, but that's just my hunch. I feel like that would be better, and it would not drop him under 30 gold, so I don't know. I'm a little surprised that he didn't go for at least one more Brawler. All right, anyway, note how many drones there are on Ashe right now. The Laser Core teams can be deceptively strong when you get down to like 1 or 2 units left, because all those drones get reassigned onto the last living target. So they can be tough to finish off the last unit or two. But in the end, that is a 1-star Ashe, so there's only so much that 1-star Ashe can do in a fight like that. All right, while we've got a minute here before the next time that we have the carousel, I will go ahead and read the different tiers of the damage that the drones do. So at Laser Core 3, the drones deal 25 magic damage. And then at Laser Core 5, where Grillo is right now, 45 magic damage. So it goes 25, 45. And then the big jump. Laser Core 7 is 80 magic damage. So at least in this patch version, that's where the really big jump goes. When you go from 5 to 7, if you can get up to 7 Laser Core, which currently requires playing all 7 Laser Core units unless you get an emblem. Another reason why the emblem's so important, you can play 7 Laser Core without having to hit Mordekaiser. It's a huge jump. It almost doubles the damage. And then Laser Core 9 has always been a crazy trace trait. 99 magic damage, and each agent gets a second drone. So yeah, it's the fact that you get that double drone that really causes it to go overboard. Laser Core 9 is extremely strong because not only does each drone deal 99 damage, but you have double of them on each person. So you basically start the fight with 18 drones, each of which deals 99 damage per shot. And that adds up really fast in the fights. All right, I saw that Grillo did actually put a Brawler in there for that last round. And it did seem like that went a little bit better overall. So did have the 2 losses there, but Econ has recovered a good bit. It's still in a pretty healthy shape here. There's also a spatula here. Is anyone going to take this spatula? Oh my god, is he going to get this? Oh, wow, okay. So does get the spatula, and I believe he has a leftover sword on his bench, which would let him make the Laser Core emblem. The recipe is sword plus spatula, and with it only being stage 3 carousel, he should be able to get a sword if he's missing one, but I believe he has a sword on his bench. So yeah, he's got one on Senna, so he can pop that off Senna. Now he can turn Vi into a Laser Core unit as well. So that's going to make it insanely easy to play 7 Laser Core. He just has to find one more. He just has to find Zed or Sejuani, and that gets him up to 7 Laser Core. And it also opens up the possibility of playing 9 Laser Core. To play 9 Laser Core, you have to get 2 emblems, or like an emblem and a heart or something like that. So that's because there's only 7 Laser Core units in the whole game. So normally if you want to play 9 Laser Core, you have to get double emblems, as Grillo has done here. 1 from his augment, 1 from getting a spatula off the carousel. And then you also have to get to level 9, because it's not enough just to have the 2 emblems. You also have to have 9 units with them in play, unless you have the Laser Core Heart, which I think comes from a silver augment. So yeah, he has the 6 Laser Core. He can play 9, but he's going to have to get to level 9 and find Mordekaiser, and that's not going to be the easiest thing to do. So it's going to be a real question of how much does he want to roll to stabilize versus pushing to level 9 and trying to play 9 Laser Core, because that is a win condition. But, you know, you can't just go full econ. You can't just die before you get to level 9. All right, I do have some notes from Grillo here, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of them. Grillo said his original game plan was to win streak stage 2, which he did. You saw he won all 5 rounds on stage 2. Then rush levels, try to find Zed or Sejuani to hit 5 lasers, then econ back up and evaluate from there. But then the plans changed when he got the laser core, double laser core emblems. And so then his plan was to go to level 7 and then roll down for Zed or Sejuani to stabilize on 7 laser core. I think that that's absolutely the right idea. He just needs either Zed or Sejuani to hit 7 laser core. And as already mentioned, that is a huge spike. The damage basically doubles, as I said. It goes from 45 damage per drone to 80 damage per drone. So it makes total sense why he would want to go to 7 and then look for the Zed, either Zed or Sejuani. He just really needs to hit one or the other. I think Zed might be a little bit better because he's kind of lacking in damage at the moment. And Grillo really has not had great luck at finding these units. So that's why he's been struggling a good bit here in stage 3 after winning every round stage 2. He just has not been able to find these units, unfortunately. He's also playing all 1-star units except for Yasuo. Yasuo's not really going to carry. Yasuo's more of a utility unit in this set. It's not really a unit that's going to carry you, but like 1-star Ashe, 1-star Senna, 1-star Zac, 1-star Vi, these are not units that are going to carry your board at this stage of the game. So he really does need to find more of something here. Let's see, so got some other components here. Also got a Reforger. So yeah, I definitely would endorse rolling a bit here to try and find some more of these units. Really needs to find Zed or, needs to find Zed or find Sejuani, one of the two. He should be able to find one of them. He can also, like the idea to switch out of the Vi to the Echo. Echo has Prankster trait, which is going to be good if he plays Zoe. And wow, he is not hitting here at all. Okay, 2-star Senna, and then finds a 2-star, or not a 2-star, finds an Urgot. So that does actually give him a unit to play through. Also did hit a little bit. I would have to say that's a pretty depressing roll down overall. He did not hit any Sejuanis, did not hit any Zeds, but he did manage to get, 2-star Senna. Senna doesn't have any items, but he did at least hit 2-star Senna. And he also found the 2-star Renekton, which gives a much better front line. A little late in the game for Renekton, but it does give you something. And then he found the Urgot, so that is pretty good. Urgot can actually carry the damage load to some extent. I'm wondering if it would make sense just to try to slam some kind of an item on Urgot so he gets a little bit more damage capacity. Here, I would think second wind because laser core comps are kind of stall comps. Okay, and that is indeed what he got. So again, just needs Zed or Sejuani. Just one of either one will spike his board. Oh my god. What a terrible roll down this is. Okay, there we go. All right, jeez. Wow. Okay, that was not it, you guys. That was not it. Jeez, he had to roll so much gold. And now this is a situation, yeah, I think the Static Shiv makes sense. Static Shiv is not one of Urgot's best items, but just Grillo needs more damage here. He needs something to hold in here, and the crowd control and the Static Shiv will help out a lot here. His frontline situation is still a little bit sketchy because he had to sell some of those other units. He also does not have Hacker trade in for Zed, so Zed is not going to be jumping in the back line. But there's really no way to get that in at the moment. Maybe if he can get to level 8, he can look to play Zoe. And Zoe would actually be really good. That would be Hacker and Prankster trait. But needs to get to level 8. Definitely needs to econ now. Hopefully he can try to just push levels and try to get higher up. Wow, that's really nice. Finding a sword there is great. That's really nice. And then now we can maybe plan a different item off of Carousel. Giant Slayer would be good here on Urgot. Infinity Edge would be okay. It's not an amazing item on Urgot, but it would be decent. Giant Slayer is probably the best option that you could make there. I guess you could make Deathblade. That's not terrible on Urgot, but it's not great either. So basically this game has now turned into a case of, can Grillo hang in here long enough to try to get to level 9 and play 9 Laser Core? His frontline situation is pretty sketchy, but if he can get to level 8, is he going to reforge this? Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, that's got to go on Urgot as well. That's going to increase the odds that Urgot gives items. 28%. So the base chance for Urgot to create an item when he hits someone is 15% at 1 star. But with that death cap, it's going to go up to, well, 28%. So hopefully Urgot's going to print some more items, print some more loot, Grillo actually needs economy really badly after he had to roll down so much and after not really hitting. So he really needs this tidal wave to hit and print him some treasure chests. All right, got a little bit unlucky there. Did not print a single chest and then ends up losing the round. But Urgot was top damage dealer. Still, Grillo's down to just 52 health and he does not have much money in the bank. It's quite unfortunate the way he was not hitting here. And like that 1-star Zed with no hacker trait is not really going to carry for him. Anyway, let's see what he can get off this carousel. Unfortunately, he's last pick, so he's not going to have much of a choice here. I guess there's another Urgot, but I very much doubt that's still going to be there. So let's just find out what will still be left by the time that he's the final pick. Again, I have not watched this whole game all the way through, so this is a bit of a surprise to me as well. The Urgot is still there. Okay, did finally get taken. All right, he's going to go for the Fiddlesticks. And the Fiddlesticks is a unit he can potentially play here. If he can get to level 8, he could potentially play that as well. That actually would probably be better than playing Zoe on his board. All right, so I see what he's going to do. He's just going to he's just going to play the Fiddlesticks as a laser core unit as well, just to get Fiddles on the board. That actually makes a lot of sense as well. He does not have much of an odds to hit these units while he's still level 7, so getting one off carousel, just putting the laser core emblem on that actually makes a ton of sense. He does the Fiddlesticks is helpful because he'll provide the crowd control for the rest of the team. And as I've said before, laser core teams are kind of stall comps. The idea is you just want to drag out fights and allow the drones to keep doing their work, because the drones are just always going to keep doing their damage the whole fight. Even as your starting units die, the drones just get reassigned to other surviving laser core units. So always a bit of a stall comp when you're playing this, and something like Fiddlesticks will go in, CC the enemy team, just give time for the drones to keep doing their thing. Ah, wow, look how close that round was. Just barely came up short, but it did manage to kill almost everything, and then Fiddlesticks printed some more money, so that's nice. Yeah, just a question of trying to maintain health. It's a good thing Grillo win streaked all the way through stage 2, because he did preserve an awful lot of health by doing that. I still don't think his board is in a particularly strong situation, and that's largely because his level 7 rolldown was so appallingly terrible in this game. Also not great that the person that's on 81 health and is win streaking is also playing laser core. Looks like he is fairly contested in this lobby with other people playing laser core. And right now, the front line is still the problem. Really, really, really would benefit from finding a Sejuani and being able to toss her in there. That probably what you would love to do would be to find a Sejuani, toss her in, take out like the Ashe, and then play Zoe. So like if you could get in Sedge and get in Zoe, and then take out like Ashe, who's basically useless, that would be pretty nice. All right, so how many more units can he kill? Not a whole lot. And he's down to just 34 HP. Oof. As I said, not going amazing. At least there's a Zoe, though, so that's a good unit. I'm thinking Grillo would want to play that as his next unit in some form, just because it's both Prankster... Oh, no, it's not Prankster trait anymore. Okay, so the importance of playing Zoe has gone down because the Echo is no longer on the team. A bit of a shame. The Prankster trait actually would help a lot in terms of providing more frontline, but... did not pick up that unit, and apparently is not going to pick up the Zoe, so I don't know what the next unit in is going to be. I think Zoe is probably the best out of the options here, but I guess we'll see. Looks like Grillo is just trying to push full econ, though. He really seems like he just wants to get to higher levels as quickly as possible, and that means playing greedy, but his best chance to... I think his best chance to advance in this game is to try to get to level 9. He also has to find Mordekaiser, though, so that's a big deal as well. He has to find Mordekaiser. It's not enough just to get to level 9 here, and his situation is not great at the moment. All right, so out of these options, what is he looking for? The Rod could be Morello's or Ionic Spark. Let's see. I'm assuming Ionic Spark. Okay, gonna put it on Fiddles. Okay, that's not bad. And going to shift Fiddles into the center of the team. Yeah, so basically just trying to hold in here. Again, still only level 7, has not rolled at all. But the question is, what would rolling really do here? I think if he... Grillo actually said in the message he sent me that if he looked to roll down here, he thought he was probably playing for like a 6th place if he looked to just roll down here. He said that he could either gamble and try to make it to level 9, or try to roll down here and basically try to play for like a 5th or a 6th place. And he wasn't exactly sure what to do, but he was going to wait and see what he spotted when he got to level 8 and try to make the decision there. All right, so, and then, oh, that is the shop he needed. He found a Sejuani and a Mordekaiser. And I think Grillo said when in the notes he gave me, he was like, when I saw the Mordekaiser, that was the signal to just gamble that he could make it to level 9. And then if he can make to level 9, he can play 9 Laser Core. He just needs to get to level 9 so he can shove Ash onto his board. The issue, though, is he needs to survive a couple more rounds here. It's going to take probably 3 more rounds. And I don't think he can survive 3 more losses, so he's going to have to win one of these upcoming rounds. Otherwise, he will not have enough health. I think maybe if he killed, like, all but 1 unit, but, like, he really needs to win at least one of these rounds, or else his health's going to run out, because he is only on 17 HP. All right, so he's up against someone who's playing aces, and this round actually looks like it's going really well. That Misfortune did not do a whole lot. And all right, yeah, he's going to win that round. So that's super important, just to buy a little bit more time to try to make it up to level 9 here before the health runs out. Also, apparently that was a ghost round. Maybe got a little bit lucky. Or no, maybe it wasn't a ghost round. I guess that person actually just got knocked out of the lobby. So that couldn't have been a ghost round. I guess not. All right, so he needs 64 more. I think he just needs to get through this round. He needs 62 more, and he should get enough. Yeah, he should get enough to level up after this, because he'll just need 60 gold on the next round, and he should be over 60 gold, because he will get guaranteed 10 gold, and he'll get a unit off Carousel that he can sell. So he should be able to get to level 9 after this round. The only thing is he cannot take 17 damage this round. I think it's unlikely he takes 17 damage, but if he kills nothing, that would be an issue. Does not look like that's going to be the case, though. He has killed a decent number of units on this board. All right, so he's going to drop down to 5 health. So Grillo is going to make it to 9, but he has completely lost any margin for error here. He cannot afford to lose another round. Any loss from here on out will knock him out of the lobby, because on stage 5, you're going to guaranteed take 5 damage from any loss. So he's better hope that 9 Laser Core is going to be strong, because if it's not, he's in for a world of trouble right now. All right, he does get first pick, though, so that's kind of nice. He's going to go for the blue buff, possibly because it's on a 5 gold Nunu. That's interesting. I don't know that blue does that much, but I don't know that any of these other items really do that much either. He doesn't really have a good blue buff user on his team, so we'll see where he decides to put this. I don't think anyone on his team particularly uses blue buff well, but none of those other items really stood out that well either. Maybe he could have taken something like the Titans just for a front line. All right, well, in any case, going to be able to get to level 9. It costs the whole economy, but Ash goes in and boom, 9 Laser Core. And there's a Renekton in the store. Grillo did say in his notes that the Renekton was really important to find here, just because it allowed him to sell the current Renekton and transfer items over to Sedge. And oh wow, look at that store. A Mordekaiser and a Fiddlesticks. There's no way he can buy these, but if he survives this round, he can at least buy both of them and try to get them up closer to 2-star. All right, so he put the blue buff on Sejuani. This is going to cause Sedge's ult to go off basically instantly, but I think I might have preferred something like that Titans. Anyway, now he has the 9 Laser Core in. 9 Laser Core is, remember, all 9 units get a drone, and then those drones deal 99 damage per shot, and the drones deal double. There's 2 drones per unit. Wow, look at all those drones. Oh, man. So there's 18 drones on the board at the start. That was a close fight. The Urgot Tidal Wave went off at, like, the last second. And if the Urgot Tidal Wave had not gone off, I think Grillo loses that fight, and he's just out of the lobby right there and goes out in probably 7th place. So really close fight, but just barely managed to hold on. And I think it was Ash and Senna who both had, like, 10 drones on them, who then made the difference there at the end of the fight. Yeah, it gets pretty wild when you have 9 Laser Core in and you get down to like the last unit or two, because each unit has, as I said, like a dozen drones flying over their head. Looks pretty wild. So yeah, now it's really just about the drones. The good news is Grillo does have some things to boost the damage. He has the Ionic Spark, that is a magic resistant shred. And he has Mordekaiser, who naturally, when that building goes off, also shreds magic resistance. So look at the damage bar on the right-hand side of the screen. See all the blue little bars? The little blue things indicate that it's magic damage done. And he's actually going to hit top 4. That was a close lobby. Just needs to survive those last 2 rounds. So it's locked in the top 4 finish, which is great. And now we can try to chase down these remaining players. Looks like one of these other people was Laser Core 7 and his last stand triggered, so that's going to be annoying. But if you can knock that person out, then a lot of the Laser Core units will go back into the pool again. So that would be great. Anyway, so he's got 2 different MR shreds, the Ionic Spark. Oh, actually, no, he has 3 of them. He has the Ionic Spark, he has the Static Shiv, and he has Mordekaiser Ultimate. So this is a good setup if you're going to be relying heavily on the drones, which he is here. Let's see what he's going to take here. Gargoyle's Stone Plate would have been good for a frontliner. I think the Thief's Glove is probably the best option here. You can put it on Mordekaiser. And oh my god, the God Store. Now, he is level 9, so at level 9, you do get those increased odds to find the legendary units. But still, the Fiddlesticks 2-star and the Mordekaiser 2-star, what a humongous spike for the board. Seriously, huge spike. And look at Mord's items on the Thief's Glove. He's rolled really good tank items, which is honestly what he needs here. Grillo does not need Mordekaiser to roll like a Death Cap and a Jeweled Gauntlet. He doesn't need increased damage from Mordekaiser. What he really needs is just tankiness. He just needs his front line to hold up long enough so that the drones can do their work and the drones can kill everything. This is a rare game where Zed is almost non-existent in this comp. Normally when you're playing Laser Core, Zed is the main damage dealer. Zed usually has like the hacker trait and he's going in the back line, and Zed's doing a lot of the work of killing the enemy team. Zed is just a trait bot in this board. Zed is doing nothing. He's just providing a drone, that's it. Look at Zed's damage, 1,300. Zed did absolutely nothing in that fight. So it's a very unusual game for a Laser Core setup, very unusual. Not something that you would expect to see very often. Also, why did he pick up the Viego over there? Is one of the other people playing Viego and he's just trying to deny the unit? Oh yeah, this person has 6 Viegos. That makes sense. By the way, a very strong board. That person has 6 Renegade. Excuse me, 6 Renegade. And they have double 2-star Viegos, and I think they had like 2-star Aphelios and 2-star Samira over there. Yeah, Samira with a Renegade emblem. That is an extremely strong player. So this is probably the toughest opponent Grillo's going to have to see in this lobby, is this person here. 6 Renegade with 6 Viegos, 2-star Aphelios, 2-star Samira. Fortunately, the Aphelios does not have any items yet, but this is going to be a tough one. So let's see, gets off a good Urgot tidal wave. It's down to just Urgot with 10 billion drones, and it looks like he's got enough. Oh, close. That Ox Force on the Aphelios, keeping him alive an extra second or two. Close fight. But it's going to be enough to win that round. And I think the other player is definitely not as tough as what he could have here. All right, there's a Sedge. There's another Viego. Got to make sure that person doesn't hit 3-star Viego. I don't think he needs to hold the Zac, though. The Zac could probably be sold. And then this other person is playing a 4 aces board. So, ooh, some tough opponents here in this lobby. This is a game with, I think this is high platinum matchmaking, something like that. All right, does sell Viego to get 2-star Zed. Again, Zed's not doing a whole lot in this fight, but you figure if you can get 2-star Zed, that's worth selling one of the Viegos. That person's not that close to Viego 3-star. They still need to find, I think, 3 more Viegos. So not the end of the world to sell that. All right. Meanwhile, up against the MF 3-star or MF 2-star and the Samir 2-star. And oh boy, this fight's close as well. Oh my god, down to 1 unit left. Jeez, Grillo, really walking the tightrope in these fights. And okay, the Renegade player got knocked out. The 4 aces player is the only person left in the lobby. Now, out of these options, you could take a Zed. I actually think the Zerat portal is probably the best option here. He just needs more frontline. Again, just needs someone to stand up there and tank, so that the drones can do their work. So yeah, I think the Zerat portal is the best option here out of these choices. Doesn't really have a good person to put it on, unfortunately. Oh well. So rolling here. There, that's a big hit. All right, the Sedge 2-star is a big hit. So now the front line has gotten upgraded. The one unit he really needs now is Urgot. More Urgots would be really nice to find. So have to keep looking for them. The other person is not playing Urgot, so he has pretty good odds to hit them. 4 ace board. This person is only level 8 though, so I think Grillo's board is starting to outscale them. It was pretty dicey there for a while, but now that he has 2-star Sejuani, 2-star Mordekaiser, 2-star Fiddlesticks, and he has the 9 Laser Core in, I do think that that makes a big difference. And it looks like Mordekaiser rolled blue buff that time, so he got off his ult pretty quickly. Anyway, these fights are still pretty close. It's down to just a couple of units left, but there's so many drones on the board at the end of these fights. It's probably going to have to win 2 more rounds, though. All right, the big question is just, can he find more Urgots? So needs to see if he can find another one. At the very least, there's another Urgot and another Aphelios. Can he find one more Urgot? Oh, there it is. God bless. Okay, so some horrible horrible luck on the level 7 roll down. That's one of the worst level 7 roll downs I can remember seeing, but some very good luck at other points in time in this game, particularly finding the Mordekaiser on level 8. That was a huge find in this game. And now that Urgot's level is a 2-star as well, I think that Grillo's pretty much got this one wrapped up. That's only a 1-star MF over there. I mean, 4 aces is strong. It's a good board, but I don't think it beats 9 Laser Core, especially not now that Urgot's leveled up. Urgot's going to be printing treasure. I think he now prints treasure like 40% of the time. And okay, the other person just quits the lobby and decides to get the heck out of there. Which makes sense. I'm pretty sure Grillo had like 95% odds to win. I would have stuck it out and just tried because it's a ranked game. You might as well give it your best shot, but I guess they just wanted no more part of that. All right, well, that's where the recording cuts out. I'll just put a static image of the LOL chest for this game. Really interesting, unusual game. Not the way a laser core game typically goes, but I appreciate Grillo passing on this footage to me so I could cast it. Very dramatic game, down to 5 HP and then the big win streak to stabilize, and a chance to showcase 9 laser core, which I really have not been able to show footage of previously. So once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, folks. See you again soon.